لا يهم فقط البلدان المشاركة فيه، ولكن يهم الإنسانية جمعاء. لذلك يجب علينا جميعا أن نقاوم الإرهاب بكل الوسائل، وليس الإرهابيين فقط. إن تطور الأساليب اللازمة لذلك بحسب ما تكشف عنه مستجدات الأحداث يفرض على هذا المؤتمر وبه الكثير من المتخصصين أن يحاولوا إيجاد الحلول المناسبة للقضاء على هذه الظاهرة. وفي ختام كلمتي أرجو لضيوفنا الكرام طيب المقام على أرض مصر، أرض السلام والسماحة. وفقكم الله على إنجاز أعمال هذا المؤتمر، وشكرا لكم جميعا.
والآن مع كلمة أمين عام الاتحاد البرلماني الدولي سعادة السيد مارتن شونغونغ.
Your Excellency, the Speaker of the Egyptian House of Representatives, Dr. Ali Abdullah, dear friend, Honorable President of the Parliamentary Assembly of the Mediterranean, His Excellency, the Governor of Aswan, my dear friend and colleague Mauro Medici from UNODC headquarters, the distinguished regional representative of UNODC in the Middle East and North Africa, members of Parliament present here from the various Middle East and North African countries, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to be with you here today at this very important conference. I'm particularly pleased, Mr. Speaker, that it is taking place in Aswan, your hometown, one of the high places of ancient Egypt, and I would say world civilization. I would like to thank you, Mr. Speaker, for your gracious hospitality in hosting this event here in Aswan. We deeply appreciate this, and I'm sure the setting and the arrangements that have been made by the Egyptian Parliament will allow for a successful conference. I wish also to thank the UN Office on Drug and Crime for partnering with the Interparliamentary Union in this event. We are united and committed in our common endeavor to contribute to the worldwide effort to root out the scourge of terrorism. This conference is an expression of that commitment, and the IPU is only too happy to contribute to it. Some people may wonder, and rightfully so, what role parliaments can play or should play in combating terrorism. I hope you will all agree with me that terrorism and extremism have been on the agenda of legislatures around the world for some time now, as they pose a direct threat to democracy, development, and human rights, those very pillars upon which the Interparliamentary Union was founded back in 1889. In fact, over the past 22 decades, during the past 2 decades alone, the Interparliamentary Union Assemblies have adopted no fewer than 12 major resolutions related to terrorism and extremism, which have laid the groundwork for an IPU member-driven plan of action. As we embark on our deliberations on the challenges the global community faces in combating terrorism, I think it would be useful and helpful to state to state the IPU's position, which it shares with the United Nations. And, Mr. Speaker, I was very pleased to hear you reaffirm that principle and position that terrorism cannot and should not be associated with or attributed to any religion, nationality, civilization, or ethnic group. I believe strongly that terrorism should be countered with legitimacy and justice. The IPU resolutions I have just referred to have highlighted the need for parliaments to cooperate with the United Nations on the implementation of its counter-terrorism resolutions and strategies. Those resolutions have laid the foundations for a comprehensive and integrated response to terrorism at the global and domestic levels, while underlining the role of legislative bodies in their implementation. The Fourth World Conference of Speakers of Parliaments, which took place in New York in 2015, called for effective parliamentary cooperation and support for implementation of all UN resolutions, conventions, and agreements to combat terrorism. Parliaments certainly play a prominent role in ratifying conventions and other international instruments and in ensuring their cooperation in their national legislative architecture. But I hasten to point out that Parliament should not be limited to this ratifying role. Indeed, they are also called upon to adopt specific legislative measures to exchange timely and accurate information and knowledge, as well as to promote capacity-building measures. Ladies and gentlemen, dear participants, you will agree with me that there is clearly more value in preventing criminal terrorist acts than in countering them through repressive action, and that is one of the reasons why we're here today. Exactly 1 year ago, the UN Secretary General presented his plan of action to prevent violent extremism, in which the importance of Parliament's role is highlighted in each of its 7 priority areas. The success of preventive measures depends